Hello, JPU family. Welcome to another episode of Jamaica Politics Uncovered. Guys, if you are new to this channel, welcome. Returning subscribers, welcome back. It's good to be back. Guys, I hope that you guys had a good weekend. I had a good weekend. I'm back in the studio off the road from South Florida this weekend. I've shown you guys some of the highlights of what I was doing over the weekend in South Florida. Big up the people in South Florida, in the Jamaican diaspora. It's been wonderful. We had the Jamaica 5K run walk on Saturday, and there were some concerts and stuff around the place for Mother's Day weekend. This one you're looking at is the Third World Maxi Priest Art of Music Festival in Boca Raton, Florida. So it's been great, and I had a chance to meet so many people. Me never know say I saw JPU popular outer road. I met a few of our subscribers here at this event. Big up on yourself. It was nice. So make we get down to business, guys. We're here tonight about this man here. This morning me get some phone call. People are say, what are we you are nationwide gang bunting? Me say gang bunting, what is that? This morning I was on my way home. Got home a little after 1 p.m. today. So I hadn't seen any news. The people them say, well, after you brought Mr. Gentleman contractor over here, the contractor who come and tell the Jamaican people, say Peter Bunting tell lie upon him in the Senate. Remember that, guys? The man swiftly called up JP. I've never spoken to him before. And the man swiftly called up and said, listen, I have to come clear this up because I've been getting a barrage of phone call from the ministry about the ministry owing me money for unfinished work and not no go so. This man is putting my life in danger. So, of course, without delay, the people that we are over here and what we stand for, we gave Mr. Carl a platform to speak. And he spoke, mashed down Bunting, and the lies he told. So that's why now this morning people were saying that over nationwide. Because I did say that I hope after, the gentleman came over here, that mainstream media will carry the story so that the Jamaican people will hear the truth, which is that Peter Bunting and the PNP lied on this contractor, low blow, in an effort to get a one-upsmanship on the government. You cannot go in the Senate and in the Parliament telling lies on the Jamaican citizens. That is wrong. That is dangerous. No, this is no surprise to me because I know how they roll and I've been talking about it. But it is so ironic every time they do these things. I just laugh to myself and say, this is exactly what I talk about all the time with these people, how reckless and dangerous they are. So, nationwide, I guess I haven't seen any other news today. I guess Nationwide was the first to carry the story on mainstream media. I heard they interviewed the gentleman as well, reached out to him. He came and spoke. Same thing he said over here, which is that, I've been doing this work. We had some delays in getting supplies to finish the work. It had nothing to do with the ministry not paying me or any kind of thing like that. Listen, I don't even want to go down certain road, but I just want to acknowledge Nationwide for carrying the story, for reaching out to the gentleman and letting him speak. And also, I was told that Nationwide, big up JPU for breaking the story. So I acknowledge, I accept, and thank you. Now, we await Peter Bunting to go to the Senate on Friday and do the right thing. And the right thing is to acknowledge the lie that was told. I am not going to call it no mistake because I know how vile and vicious the PNP is, led by Peter Bunting, Mark Golding, Dayton Campbell, and Ian Hales. So I am not going to call it an error because it is their responsibility to fact check their information, to make sure that they are being precise in what they present to the Jamaican people on the Senate floor. So we will see on Friday if Bunting is going to surprise us by being a decent human being in acknowledging and correcting what he said. And I'm also expecting, people like Senator Morgan, who was over here the other night as well, and other members of the Senate, whether you're JLP, PNP, or no P, to say something. Don't let Bunting come in there and act like nothing happened. He has to explain himself. He owes the Jamaican people an explanation. So do not let him come in there and act like nothing happened. He owes us an explanation, and he owes the gentleman an apology. And then after that, him can go on back behind closed doors to the people them who give him the wrong information and do what him want or say what him want say with them. Now I am encouraging the Jamaican people that if Friday comes and Peter Bunting does not correct his statement, walk back his lie, and apologize, you must go to the parliament and protest for Bunting to leave our parliament. Yes, I am serious. JLP, PNP, and no P. Anyhow, Bunting don't fix this. He's not qualified to be in our Senate. I don't know why Mark Golding put him in there. Because he lost his seat and the people rejected him. They don't want no representation from Bunting. So I don't even know who he's representing in there. But if he does not acknowledge is wrong and fix it, then he does not belong. And I am expecting to see Jamaicans protesting against him to leave our Senate. He's not fit to be in there, people. This is dangerous. You cannot go in the Senate, lying on people, putting people's livelihoods and lives in danger. This is not their first rodeo, Remember, Ian Hales did the same thing not long ago. Remember that Ian Hales took picture of the family down there in Westmoreland, put it on social media, telling people that the people them get them water tank from JLP and not no go so. Guys, we must not downplay the seriousness of how dangerous the PNP is right now, not just to themselves, but to the Jamaican citizens. They will stop at nothing. They will cause people to die. They will cause people their safety. This is not funny. And this is why, when we see that it reached to our Senate now, where Bunting is going in there, lying on the Jamaican citizens, lying on the contractor, we must do something. We must stand up and do something. Run him from out there because him not belong in there. People are supposed to be safe with their leaders and their government and them people there to protect them. not to work against them, not to lie on them and put their lives in danger, not to cost them their livelihoods. That's not how it's supposed to be. And anybody in there that's doing that, they do not belong in there. Very simple. I forgot my manners. Moderator, good night. Everybody in the chat, welcome and good night. Thank you for joining. Guys, let me know if you don't agree. Say anyhow, Bunting does not correct this. There should be protests against him. Let me know if you don't agree with that. Because you see, if we don't stop this now, you're going to have more and more people going in the Senate thinking it's okay to just go and say anything and endanger the people's lives. It's the right thing to do. He should not go back in there peacefully. Anyhow, him not acknowledge him wrong and apologize to the man. And not just to the man, but to the country. Yes, seriously. Thank you. Anybody who in a Kingston or St. Andrew, no ready up on yourself. We're going to watch him Friday. Anyhow, him go in there and not acknowledge. We are roll out every placard upon this man. Him cannot stay in there. And there is no power bigger than people power. We don't care how much money Bunting have. That them something that frighten we over here, so. What frighten we are people with integrity and people who are there in the interest of the Jamaican people. This man here with him character assassination style, we sick and tired of him. Enough is enough. And him not going to do this to the Jamaican people anymore. Wicked. Guys, you don't know some years that this man did a train to be a priest. Bunting was training to be a priest. Now you tell me, when you see the wickedness where Bunting do in a politics, can you imagine the wickedness where me that do in the church if him did go ahead and pursue becoming a priest? Eh? Can you imagine? A good old God turned him away, you know. Sorry, guys, sorry. He was going to be a priest. But him end up in the right place. Because remember, we in Jamaica, we not really take on clergy people. So him could have more get away with certain things if him did in the church. But him in the politics and we not ramp with people out here. So we see where him do. Him cannot get away, but him would get away in the church. When you saw God work? Because people often use people who don't mean people any good. Them often use the church as a cover. Them can get away with a lot when them put on religious clothing and hide behind the Bible. Right? So, Bunting, all of who over here, comrades, who over here were connected to Bunting, now our friend with Bunting, wanna try make him know, say, we are set for him. We are set for him Friday. So him better come and do the right thing. And then him don't do the right thing, then him have to just deal with the consequences because him not going to walk in the Senate peacefully if he doesn't do right. All right. Let me just switch gears real quick. You know, say, I've been avoiding this story here. The little 9-year-old girl where them unalive sexually assaulted her, beat her, unalived her over there in Jubilee, over Spanish Town. And people have been sending it to me, but I have been avoiding it like the plague because it is so disturbing. But how do we get here? How do we get to a point where a little 9-year-old girl is not safe in her community to the point where our little brother, our big brother, go find her stuff in a barrel and everything else that happened to her? I'm not going to go through the details of it, but I'm just going to make a comment and say this. You see, the judiciary in Jamaica, a lot of times when we see some of these most gruesome crimes committed in Jamaica, it is their fault. And I say that without apology. Why do I say that? We have seen so many times where people who are severely disordered, right? Mentally, personality disordered, they don't get the appropriate punishment, and therefore they become a threat. After them in a problem the first time and go before a judge, they're still able to cause more harm on the public. Case in point, I don't know if you guys remember this case down in Manchester where a man who was a member of the Seventh-day Adventist Church and I believe a deacon, he spent 10 years, I think, in prison for unaliving his wife. He applied for parole after he served the 10 years mandatory, and he was granted parole. After 10 years, I don't even want to get into how gruesome he unalived his wife. But the nature of that crime should have denied that man parole or to ever see the day of light again out in the public. But they did not, the appeal court or the parole board, they did not take into consideration the nature of the crime. They granted him parole, and guess what? He came back out, gave the appearance that he was reformed by going into the church, becoming a deacon, and he took out a young woman that he was friends with. Them find she in a freezer, in a one little igloo freezer something. That's what he did. And then after he did that, he took out himself. Now that could have been avoided if the people that were responsible for parole did look at the nature of the crime that was committed the first time and said this man is a threat, forever a threat to society. No, we cannot give you parole. The second woman's life would have been saved. But them just do anything, and that cannot be. And also, we are seeing some reforms now where homicides are concerned, which is good. But for the life of me, that story, me can't understand how you could have do somebody like that and only get 10 years in a prison. That's not enough time to protect the rest of society. So this young man now who the police them unalive recently, it was reported 8 hours ago that he was unalived in Clarendon by the police, right? Me not going to put up in picture here. Me say me never ever put up in picture because he was not found guilty in a court of law. I do things a little different over here. I do it a little more responsible, So you guys, if you were on social media, you would have seen him and know what happened. So he was listed as a person of interest in Kelsey's homicide, and he was fatally shot by the police when he was found. But look at this. He was out on bail on a charge of cruelty to a child. right? Now, somebody please explain to me which judge gave this man bail without any conditions. Because if you are on bail for cruelty to a child, you don't supposed to stay in the company and no child or then away where you pose any threat to any children, you know. Me hear him mother talk, say I never she bail him, and she basically disown him because she says she has other grandchildren who are within the same age group as the deceased child. So she said that she could not have condoned his behavior or given him any benefit of the doubt. So it goes back again to the people who are making this decision. This man was charged for cruelty to children. Why was he back out where he had access to children? That must be explained by the judiciary of Jamaica. And we're the most sickening part of this is we're acting surprised and we're acting outraged. This is a norm in our country. Over the last 25 years, we have seen in Jamaica where crime against women and children have become a norm. We never used to see that one time. But women and children have become the norm to be taken out at will. So I don't know why there is even an outrage. What we need to be outraged about is how the decision makers in these cases are allowing people to come before them send them out on bail, them not put no serious condition down to make sure that they don't re-offend or cause other people harm. They're part of the problem. And we need to have this conversation. The conversation has come up in recent days about sex offender registry, which is well needed. No doubt. Prime Minister of Jamaica put out a statement saying we must do more to protect our children. Government is currently reviewing policies surrounding sex offender registry to determine how it can be strengthened and whether greater public access could help keep communities safer. Too often, the rights of offenders dominate the conversation. We must be equally, if not more, committed to defending the rights of victims, especially our most vulnerable. Having a registry should have been done a long time ago, but we must also call into question our judiciary. They are the ones who are dealing with these things. I wonder what people like Dion Jackson Miller has to say tonight. Because them going to courthouse go stand up and argue and plead for people who commit incest against children. Argue for them get less time and come out. And then them come from mainstream and come read news and do interview like say they are on the side of righteousness. They're not. You need to be on one side or the other. Are you defending the pedophiles or are you defending righteousness? Some of if you come down, you know. We know why you're not from people like Dion Jackson Miller. Then defend pedophiles. And come out, come talk about say them a defend constitution. You know, go man. We know why you're not from no. We know why you're not from no, God no. It's sickening really. Mr. Vegas has been an advocate for a registry in Jamaica for a long time. if we had a registry, the man who was on bail, it probably wouldn't have helped because he was only charged. He was not convicted, and only when somebody's convicted can you put them on a sex offender registry. But nonetheless, we still have people who are convicted who are still living among children in the Jamaican society, and it shouldn't be that way. So, yeah, we should all be advocating for a registry. So, that's all I have to say about that is that when certain crimes are committed, these people who are making decisions about parole, about, you know, different things, they need to act with sense. Stop from put people's life in danger or put people on bail. Do not put no condition, do not give anybody parole. You must stop them something, them man. When it's supposed to be people who are smart. When you not give people parole, you have to do psych evaluation upon them. To see if they're reform hard. And everybody qualify to get parole, you know. It's serious. And this is one of the reasons why now with the children, them a go on school bus. So it's 7 more school bus I go down in a St. Elizabeth. The school bus idea with the children, it's also to me a safety thing. I never liked the idea of children, riding with adults, to and from school. We have to do better to protect the kids of Jamaica. Let me read some of these comments. And guys, some people call me today saying that they want to know and they want me to mention this propaganda out there about Lisa Hanna going to the JLP. Remember, I said me not follow propaganda, so certain things, nobody come to me with, honestly. I saw Lisa Hanna's sister on Saturday at the 5K run. She's always present in the diaspora, volunteering and doing different things. And I spoke with her for a while. Nowhere in the conversation, we talk about politics as well. Nowhere in the conversation did Ella say that Lisa was crossing anywhere. But Lisa would be the best person to answer that. I'm not talking for Lisa because I don't really know, but I have not heard anything about that. The only place I've heard it is from, people who either blog or follow blogs. So if you have some evidence, you can share it with me. But besides that, I don't know anything about that. I have not heard anything about that. Vincent, where you say me come out all the time talking like me a decent person and you don't know my story. What is my story, Vincent? Because me see over here a couple of times I talk some things and me ignore. Vincent, what is my story? Like how Peter Bunting up on the screen and at them you come over here defend. You ever hear me put my child in a dangerous way? You ever hear somebody coming at my house? For come do nastiness to my child, I'm gonna tell police. Dirty Vincent. What is my story, Dirty Vincent? Tell the people in the chat what is my story. Cause when you come over here and you think say sometime, me not go stop and talk to you. What is my story? Come tell me story, Vincent. Once in a while, me have to stop and address to you know. Boy, me I tell you no. Uni is so bothered. And you know what? I think it's very nice. Yeah, I think it's nice that you guys are so bothered. You're supposed to be. And we know what you play nice, you know. Cause anybody will come in our senator tell lie upon the Jamaican citizen, we're going to talk. And if that bothers you, then you know, so shall it be. But come tell the story, cause it look like you have a story. We love story time over here. No, son, a black him moderator. Make him tell the story. Because a Bunting friend molest him son in him house. And Bunting don't tell the police. So come talk a which story. Anytime you see what out here talk about pedophiles, and you see people like Vincent and show up there, them a pedophile too, you know. And I one thing with the pedophile community, them going to defend each other. So pedophile Vincent, come talk my story. Moving on, guys. The gentleman who come out, the contractor, I should say. The contractor, a very brave thing to do. But not only that, the contractor also basically exposed Bunting and tell the Jamaican people that Bunting is a liar. And the country needs to hear it. We've said it time and time again. Can't say it enough. But I don't know what kind of politics these people are playing by putting people's lives in danger. I don't get that kind of politics. I will never get that kind of politics. And I would never see those things and not talk about it. So, Mr. Carl, big up yourself. I await the Jamaica Observer and the Jamaica Gleaner. CVM. We await all of uno for help Mr. Carl to carry his story because we not put on that one here, you know. When nobody feel like this, I gonna be on 9 day wonder. What me say? Friday. If Friday come and Bunting does not correct the record, then there is going to be protest outside of Parliament until he does. Because he will not get a free pass to go in there anymore. No. You never remember when Mr. Robinson said he is PNP and now vote for no Jew at this time. Yes, me hear him. But he's a very smart man, I think, because when him said that the way that these people treated members of the PNP, he walked away. It's the right thing to do, you know. I mean, he's a principled man. And that is why, you know, I have no doubt every single thing that comes out of his mouth, I believe. But this is one to watch, guys. This is going to be a very interesting week. Today is what? Monday? Friday. Make we keep our eyes fixed on the Parliament. And if anybody is not doing anything Friday and feeling ambitious, go out there with a placard for a Friday. So that's Bunting soon when time I go in there. Yeah. Stop lying on the Jamaican citizens, Bunting. And you must go in there, do the right thing, and show the people them say, you're a real man. Stop lying on the people. I'm going to open the phone line for about 20 minutes, guys. So if anybody want to chime in here, you can contact us on WhatsApp via this phone number. Yeah. Good night, everybody. Hey, guys, please hit up the like button. Yes, and I did say earlier on, in thanking Nationwide for acknowledging Jamaica Politics Uncovered, for our work. Remember, we're not mainstream, but to come out here doing the right thing. We're not come out here telling like on nobody, and I try to take down nobody. I just truth, raw truth, we deal with. And I thank Mr. Robinson for having the confidence in this platform to reach out over a year to get his voice heard. Hello, good night. Hello?
Good night.
Yes, hi, how are you?
Yes. But listening
Welcome.
up and things, so
Yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
man, I hear you.
Can you turn down your background, please?
All right, I just. Yes. All right, I'll get rid of that one.
Yes, so what are you
Okay.
saying? You're live.
My day, I listen one because I said no, sir. This brother will really do that to a girl that.
Yeah.
It make me wonder sometimes what someone really I think about when it comes to.
Mm-hmm.
It not sound good. It not sound good. Our whole country that lit down.
Yeah. Me see something like this happen over in Guyana, and the people over there rightfully are shocked because this is not something that happens there often. But it's so sad that in Jamaica, it's like we're faking outrage because another first, second, third, fourth, fifth time we see this happen to children in our country. You see?
Yes, and then, as you said, some case where Mrs. Some man go up, spend some short time in prison and come back. It is unbelievable.
Yeah.
If I ever tell you about one, you would believe it. And 6 people, the man charged for alive,
6 people? Which part that?
Yes. That my record.
Oh.
On election morning, research it.
Okay.
Could be about 2016 or 2020. Well, it could no, not 2020, 2016. Yeah. The election morning, Try remember that one there.
And what is the outcome?
One little girl is saved. And I tell you, I have to talk off the ear before you believe it.
All right. All right. Anyhow, well, we'll see what they do with this one.
Yeah, man. This court system here, money is a big problem.
Yeah, it's part of the problem with it. Big problem. Every time this happens in Jamaica, we'll put up a reward, say, couple of $1 million for information, but we don't get to the root of the problem, which is a constitutional, a legislative, a judiciary problem. We don't look at it from that perspective. So you're always gonna have, when these people rear their ugly heads, them do things to people and then we outrage and gone back to normal again. And that cannot be, so.
Actually, now to something. We really have some politicians who have criminal lawyer when defend criminals with you.
Yeah.
You see the problem we have now.
Yeah. True.
Man represent in the House of Parliament and defend criminal in a courthouse.
Yeah, I know. Mm-hmm.
You see?
Yeah. Conflict of interest. Yeah, man. Anyway, thank you for calling. We'll take a few more.
Enjoy the evening and somebody else, another one,
Yes.
All right, but they are every day, man, every day. So take care of yourself.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, take care.
Thank you. Big up. Hello, good night.
Hey, Nats, good night. It's me, Jam.
Hi.
Yeah, I didn't want to approach this topic, but let me give you my 2 cents with the killing of this girl and this little girl, and this is probably the third one. You said it's more than 3, 4, or 5, but I could go back to the one that did Princess in Arnett Gardens.
Yes, that's one that we'll
was
never
one.
forget. Yeah.
Even to this day, it's like and then last year with the little one that they slit her throat. Now
Yeah.
this one.
Yeah.
But one of my biggest issues is that whenever these legislations are being drafted, crafted, and want to be passed, these lobby groups come in and they prevent it from being draconian.
Yeah.
And that's where I think we go wrong as a society. Because I've seen where this government has been trying to pass various legislation, and everyone has the opportunity to come and voice their opinions in terms of what should or should not be. Mm-hmm. And everyone says, or most of them, that's it's a harsh penalty. It's this, it's that. Like, I keep saying, what do we want as a country? Well, because I do agree with you. This guy should never have been on the streets.
Mm-hmm. Cruelty to children. You get a charge like that in America, there's gonna be so many conditions. It better you nobody get no bail. Because by the time them done tell you say you can't around no children, you can't in no house with no picnic, you can't live near no school. The amount of conditions. And they're doing that to make sure that they protect the society from you. That's why going on. Until trial comes and them decide if you're guilty or not, them is always going to give the benefit of the doubt to the public. And that is what happened in this case now with this guy. He should never have been allowed to be around children.
Yeah, because we're hearing that there is a registry for these crazy folks. Let me put it that way, being mild. However, the debate is, do we make that registry public?
You have to.
At this stage of the game, I agree. That should be a no-brainer.
But he was not convicted, though. He was only charged, so...
Correct.
What they should have done with him was to give him, if they're going to give him bail, give him a conditional bail where they tell him you cannot be around children, you cannot, have anything to do with children until this is over. Whether they did that, me not hear that, I'll know. Them need to come out and come explain though, how is it that somebody can get bail like this and not have any conditions?
What are the conditions?
If any, yeah.
If any. Do you show up on a weekly basis, a daily basis? Like, what do you do?
Well, there was a report that he was not reporting to the police. They say he was not reporting to the police.
And if that's the case, if he wasn't and he should have been, what did they do?
Right. Yeah.
And it's just and the fact, before I go, and when I listened to his mom's interview this morning, and the fact that a mom is speaking like that about her child, that says it all to me. And she pretty much gave up and said whatever happened. She clearly told us, bring it. She doesn't want him to be alive.
She said that she did not bail him. I don't know. She never said who bailed him, but she said she was not the one who bailed him.
Correct. Yeah, she wasn't. And she said it wasn't her or I guess his dad were the one. Both of them, they were not the ones who bailed him. So they're not sure who did. And
she said when him come round there, she run him and say him not belong round the kind of family members don't want him round there.
It's so, but our kids are the future, man. These are the girls. These are future leaders, potentially in many ways, shape, or form. We have to protect them.
Yeah.
Male or female, we have to protect them.
Yeah. And here some people in the comments are saying that the bail amounts are too low.
But it goes back to what I'm saying. Whenever the government also is trying to put out laws, these lobby groups are coming out and saying it's too draconian.
Yeah.
So my question is, what do we want as a society?
Well, wherever there's high crime, you have to pull out everything. I mean, whether it
drastic measures.
Yeah, you have to go to the extreme to make sure that people are protected.
Exactly, because I always tell folks, we often say Singapore this, Singapore that. I tell other folks, the average Jamaican would not last a day in Singapore. Because those laws are so strict.
Yeah. So you go.
It's but let me give someone else a chance. It's sad though. It's sad.
Yeah.
Honestly, I want him to. Just before I go, I want him to be alive because somehow I want to try to understand what was he thinking
You don't
to have
need
done
to,
something like this.
you don't need to understand what he was thinking. You have some people they call those people psychopaths, you know. Them have normal emotions like other people who their conscience would stop them, even if they were thinking it. Their conscience would stop them from doing that. So it's just
Crazy,
what it
man.
is. I think them say 1% or so of the population are psychopaths. So we have the court system and the police them to protect us from people like that, but they are failing the people in Jamaica.
Big time.
Yeah.
And to hear her features and this pretty much tell how what type of student she was.
Mm-hmm.
This little girl had a bright future ahead of her.
Why may I tell you?
Yeah. It's just.
Thank you.
Thanks, man. I'll come listening. Thanks for
Yeah.
taking my phone.
Yeah, man.
Okay.
Guys, this is why I never want to talk about this, because it's just so wrong to just take out somebody and just rob somebody of a life and a future in such a horrible way. It's, well, I mean, I know. At this point in time, we can only start holding people accountable, like the judiciary and those who have a habit of opposing changes to make things better. It's time we start shining the flashlight on them. The judges in Jamaica. Who was the judge for the boy? You judge. We give this man bail. I want to monitor nobody or monitor no situation to make sure say people are safe. How are you feeling this evening? The one where did give the man parole down in Manchester and make him come take out the young lady. How no feel? How no feel about them something there? Jesus, Father, man. And when it comes on to a registry, somebody asked if it should be made public. Absolutely. How are you going to know who your neighbors are? Of course, it should be made public. Maybe that will help deter some people from doing stuff like that. Jesus, Father. It's sickening. Really and truly. You see all Bunting now? When son report to him mother saying him get molested in him house and him don't report it to police, all Bunting should have been a prison for that. No joke. Sometimes when them say Jamaica is not a real place, because I don't know which part else this could happen. And Bunting no get bangle. Vincent, go and go tell him say me say so. Hello, good night. Welcome to JPU.
Yeah, thanks for having me. I'm one of those silent listeners.
Yes.
I'm joining late, but I've get a reasonable amount. A lot of things was said.
Yeah.
And I agree with everything, almost everything. But everything that I catch, I agree with. But I don't know what I've missed. But it's really sad that these things keep happening. And the thing about it, some of the things I don't understand is this. Apart from, you cannot know what's in somebody's head, right? You can't know what someone is up to. But for you to prevent future occurrence, certain things have to be done, and certain emotions probably have to be taken away. because you never know when it's gonna reach your doorstep.
So what
But
are
the
you
thing is,
suggesting?
people don't understand is that um for us to progress as a country, these things can't be keep on making the news. These things can't keep on happening because Jamaica will be start approaching as a country where our ladies, our children are not safe. They are not protected. And I know that many of these people in the judiciary, they have kids, they have family. But the question I ask, why are they being so soft on most of these criminals? Are these repeated offenders?
Well,
We should reach a stage where it doesn't matter how related we are to the person. If they are doing certain things, we should detach ourselves. And kudos to the mother for not agreeing to what his son have done in the past and what his son is accused of doing, are alleged to do. So how much of these mothers out there are doing what she have done? I know many mothers out there, they know their child and they know what they are doing. But they are either afraid of them or they don't care. Or they don't talk to that child. And it keep on happening, and the same one go Black Road and so them pick the innocent and all this. It's time for us to stop Black Road when police shoot and kill certain groups of person, or certain person that is being alleged, or certain person that is interested in the police. And they on this earth long enough. And my name never call up on any wrongdoing. And there's no reason for police to come look for me. So I'm saying if you abide by the laws and if you're a good citizen, why police would be come looking for you? Why police would be targeting you?
Where in Jamaica are you? Are you in Kingston or surrounding areas?
Clarendon.
Clarendon. So your parish should have been one of those where, it Clarendon became a crime hotbed sometime in the late 90s, I believe.
Places, but there are very peaceful places in Clarendon, including where I live.
Okay.
So yeah, because my community is free of crime.
Was it always that way though?
From the born and grew.
Oh, okay. So so the reason I ask is because I wonder if you see any regular operation, police operation and them something there.
No, they just drive through because it's like one of the main roads to other communities. Yeah, so they drive through. They don't have any reason. They come for like domestic disputes,
Oh yeah, come on.
But in terms of major crime and so on, no.
Okay. All right. Well, that's good to hear because sometimes when you hear these people talking about the the way the police them are deal with the gangs them are so now, them not understand say when you look at it, the police in Jamaica are not hunting down innocent or law abiding people. Are them and the gang them in a problem. So all of who know why in a problem with the police leave the gangs.
Yeah, and people should be sensitive to know that in this manner you cannot swear for no one. Because when you're minding your business, the person is doing his own thing. You cannot know. You cannot monitor an next person's activities. So it's best for you to just hope that the person is not guilty. While at the same time, don't swear and pick up for the person because you don't know what they do when they leave your side. Family or not, it doesn't matter. Yeah. Because we're living in a time where a lot of things is happening. People getting involved or associated with the wrong group. I don't have much friends, and my best friends that I have now, they are not here. But at the same time, I try my best to limit friends because if you're not somebody that want to go places like further in life or ambition, you can't be my friend because I'm not going to be friend with eyeglass.
Okay.
Choose your friend wisely. Yeah. And you will see that you will not be in certain situations. Because the thing is, when they can't catch the wrongdoer, and they know that you and that the person's friend. That's how innocent people end up losing their life. Sometimes sure. They don't know what is happening. They get caught because they cannot catch the person.
Yeah. Well, yes. Thank you for calling, though. I appreciate your input over here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're welcome.
Big up yourself. Yeah, guys, it's good when you hear it sounds like a fairly young man. When you hear young people, in this time of police versus rights groups and political organizations and this and that. When you hear young people come out and say, listen, if you're not doing wrong, then don't worry about it. Let the police and the wrongdoers them have it out. Very simple. Anyway, guys, we're gonna wrap up here now. Too much wicked people out there. They will send the police in your direction. So we'll see what happens, guys. Somebody say the 1 foot man. What this? The 1 foot man terrorize our stations with lies. Really sound like, oh Jesus. John Black, big up yourself. Jamaica 411. Where you go so late? Where you come from? No, sir. You need to do better. Marlene, yes, so early. Me have to catch up on my life, sleep, I just came home this morning. So, can't stay too long. But guys, say, when me dey out there on the road, and our subscribers, them come up and in the nicest way, because sometimes when you're out the road and you don't know people, and that's why I say when it comes on to being famous and celebrity, me not like it, I mean, I know how people do it because, there's something about complete strangers approaching you, and anybody would feel some type of, me don't know. But our subscribers over here, they're so cautious, in approaching, make sure say, you're not weirded out, stuff like that. And it was so nice just to meet and see everybody. And our subscribers, them get out and about, because who was not at the 5K run, either volunteering, participating, they were at the concert, the reggae art concert. Yeah, man, the subscribers, them outside. Nice, clean, decent people, them. I just remember I want to call them name out here, but them know themselves and them probably over here right now. But me glad say, they never too shy and people came up and, we spoke for a while. One subscriber I talked to at the 5K run, we could have talked for hours. But the conversation was just so nice and, it was a vibe. Thank you, Litchi. Hear our station name calling up on Nationwide. I forgot we name, Nationwide couldn't go there, go do that something, go do them something there and I called JPU name. I know we're terrible over here. Yeah. But earlier I said big up Nationwide because them do the right thing. And the subscriber them so quick this morning. So quick. They make sure to say, Nationwide give you flowers, And Nationwide have Mr. Robinson over there. Mr. Robinson, he's so articulate and he's so, decent. Yeah, man. Anybody in a Jamaica who people who swear to do right by the people and them a try take unu down in a senate and them something there. Unu make sure son come out contact for yourself, Because they say if unu don't do that, they could cause you to be blacklisted. They could put your safety in danger and your life and your family's life in danger. Remember them people in a business about what is right. So make sure so unu take example of Mr. Robinson, who from the moment Bunting came out and did that, he sought to clarify and tell the truth. Because I got a screen recording of the gentleman talking, and he was talking about from from when he first started his business, how he built his way up to where he is today. So for Bunting going at the Senate, go do that now. And for cost this man in business and him credibility, when him take so many years sacrifice to build, that would be really sad. But Bunting is just a disgusting person who does not have any regard for other people and their safety and their lives. A Bunting make me not like nationwide. Yeah. I true me not want people feel like say me, certain things, but Bunting pay one of them over nationwide for do a political hit job for me. I'm not a politician. I never Cliff used taking money. One of them over there. One of the girl boy them over there take Bunting money for do hit job for me. That's why I not like nationwide. That's why I not always hear me avoid nationwide and cuss them sometime too. But with Cliff Hughes now, doing what him do this morning and so, me's a decent human being, so me not go really diss them. You understand? But me just a try show to say the politics of Jamaica has become such that people like Bunting compromise people and put people's lives and their livelihoods in danger. Bunting has a history of doing that. I don't know we as Jamaicans alone say so. The former US ambassador spoke it. After me start expose him, make man visa get take away, I report things without merit on people. You don't want these people in your security ministry. People like Bunting will frame you for crimes you didn't commit. They will set you up and make you dead. Remember, me not taught them things with water in my mouth. Bunting is a demon. You hear the senator come over here and say when he make up him face in a parliament or him transform, him never talk like that, but me will talk it. The senator say when him Bunting make up him face in the Senate, him transform and favor Satan. A real something. Yeah, Bunting look like Satan when the devil stand up in him. Him is a walking devil. A devil in the human flesh. Real something. So when them come and show them colors, nobody not surprised, because them are agents of the devil. That's how they see power and using power to harm other people. They don't use power to better the lives of other people. No, they don't do that. They use power to cause other people harm. That's what they've always done. And that's why we should never trust them or get comfortable with them in our politics. They were never good for our politics from morning and now is evening. Very simple. And they cannot help themselves. They cannot hide because everything that they do is surrounded by what is bad and what is wrong. It's their biological makeup. It's all them program for operate. just to pure wickedness and evil. That is Peter Bunting. The wickedest man in the world. So, South Manchester people, uno do me a beg, uno don't send no wicked guy to parliament. Central Manchester people, them do it already. I want to see what uno parish become. Nice, clean Manchester parish become a dungle heap. Already me I talk to one of my friend that just came back from Jamaica. And she said, girl, if you ever see Mandeville Town now, Manchester was one of the cleanest parish in Jamaica. One of the oldest, one of the most developed. Little foreign. And Bunting has destroyed Manchester. People them finally get rid of him. Now put him back there. Do not put him back there. Him not good. Now stop talking. So make we see what got on Friday. Anyway, guys. We will see what happens. All I want to subscribe to the channel. Make sure someone subscribe. We're trying to get to 50,000 subscribers this year. Silent listeners, good night. We don't have to call over here, but make sure someone subscribe since we're not silent listeners. Right, so Wednesday again we'll catch up, guys. Thank you for joining. Take care of yourselves.
Jamaica politics and cover. Big up yourself because you don't know you will discover. Natalie, you're bigger than George Washington Bridge and Island Empire State Building. Straight to the ceiling. Sin, Lord of mercy. Jamaica is not a place to go all. Not when certain guys in control. Jehovah God no. Lord of mercy. Hey. Some say that them a dieting. And they must suffer to hell no rotted. Natalie, more you pick up yourself. Right now because you're rougher than them. Hey, they must say that they must die. And they must suffer to hell no rotted.